Share this with you, chums, because I like you to know what happens in my daily life. Recently I tried to contact my local MP. I know there's a few jokes in that already, isn't there? Just trying to make contact with your local MP is now almost impossible because you're not quite sure, first and foremost, who it is and, well, whether they're here, there or everywhere. Finally, after bamboozling their office with, anybody read this? Have you seen this? When can we meet? Well, consequently, they're now saying we need all this information. Can you imagine if this was an emergency? I mean, this is the level of interest that your MP has got. But as you can imagine, chums, I'm not letting this person off the hook and they will be held accountable. Oh, yes. I love this phrase as well. I got this, this thing back and it said, oh, Neil, are you contacting us in regards to you as a constituency, member, or is it in a professional member? Oh, I confused her. I said both. And apparently she said, oh no, it has to be one or the other. No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter if you're an accountant and you live in the constituency. Absolute rubbish, you see. And suddenly, they hold surgeries. I'm not interested in your surgery. We're going to meet in London, in your office, in Parliament. And hopefully she gets to watch this. Do you understand? Which brings me to this particular story about just how useless some of these people that are taking thousands of pounds of your hard-earned taxpayer cash. Forget the useless Rachel Reeves, who clearly can't add up and does not know how to even work a calculator looking at a latest catastrophic budget. But things like this that are going over in Rio alongside His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales, Prince William. Let me explain. Hi, good to see you, chums. Thank you so much for joining me today and welcome one and all brand new subscribers. When you were younger, and you remember this in history, and you read the stories about, say, the Mayor of London, and you think, Dick Whittington, all that, you think, that sounds a nice job. What does a mayor do? I ask you the question, what does the mayor of the town do? Over here in the United Kingdom, many of them, we can't even pronounce their names. Most of them can't even speak basic English, right? That's the level of how easy it is to get on that particular gravy train. Now, in West Yorkshire, in my neck of the woods, as you can imagine, the bottom line is that this particular woman, a former soap actress, Tracy Brabin, has managed to become the mayor of West Yorkshire. And so far, the only thing I can see that she's done is wanting to take refugees who've turned up here illegally and integrate them by taking them to football matches at your expense. Tracy's on a massive salary plus expenses, but that's never really enough for these people. Now, Tracy, you see, came into my studio a couple of years back now, and just to give you a bit of background, she sort of had an on-off part in Coronation Street, popped up, I think, in a couple of Poirots and Midsummer Murders, but never really hit the big time, do you know what I mean? An average actress at best. So I was shocked to find that she turned up at my studio, booked by a media trainer, to be media trained at your expense. Now, surely this is a woman who would know where the cameras are, the lights are, what direction, where the red light is. But no, once again, and I couldn't believe it, turns up in Doc Martens, denim jacket, not exactly the image of what you'd expect a mayor to be. Guess what though? Tracy soon seized on the gravy train even more because she's over in Rio. Oh yes, soaking up the sunshine and basically there for the good of the constituencies of West Yorkshire. Nobody's quite sure why. She's alongside, of course, that other ubiquitous freeloader, the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan. And his only claim to this whole shebang is the fact that he wrote a book that nobody bought a couple of years ago, all about climate change. Don't know how he managed the time, given the fact that, there's graffiti all over the tubes, that, crimes on the rise, knife crime, gun crime, you name it. But sadly had enough time to write a book about climate change. Tracy Brabin put this up and then was advised to take it down, then put it back. She couldn't make a decision. This is your problem. The bottom line I would say is at the start of this video, what good is a local mayor in an area in Yorkshire that is grossly underfunded and bankrupt councils everywhere, and the only thing she's keen on apparently is the fact that she's going to get trams up and running. To where? Because you're busting all the businesses. People can't afford the basic tax to run a business and they can't afford to pay the staff. But meanwhile, Tracy over in Rio alongside His Royal Highness Prince William fancies a nice winter jaunt. As I said, what use of mayors, and do not forget that you are paying for Tracy's nice winter holiday. You got the message now? Neil Sean, Kensington, London.